Viele Frauen leisten ihren Beitrag und jetzt sind sie dran. Machen Sie unser Land stolz und qualifizieren Sie sich noch heute für das Mutterschaftskreuz. Es ist eine fantastische Auszeichnung und es gibt viele Vorteile.
No, anche però inconfidente.
Denken Sie daran, wer Feinde sind.
Seit Zeit beginnt
Hitler.
During the 1930s, through the eyes of Hitler and the Nazis, women were seen inferior to men. He strongly believed that the lives of women were to be focused on the 3 Ks: children, kitchen, and church. Many women were forced to leave their jobs, which were to provide jobs for the unemployed men. Men, on the other hand, were to protect and have control over their families, bestowing them the sense of freedom compared to women. Additionally, Hitler wanted to use women to form the perfect Aryan race. There were different measures introduced to discourage women from working. These included preparing girls at a young age to be housewives and limiting the idea of them needing a higher education. Being so young, children can easily be persuaded, which allowed Hitler to gain control over females rather quickly. This was all they were exposed to in their schooling system, and even what was viewed in their households with their own mothers. Women were removed from the civil service and taken away the ability to have jobs. However, single women could only have caring jobs, for example, nursing, childcare, and in the factories. They were to have no part in the Reichstag as Hitler believed they could not think properly. Females were excluded from any form of decision-making. Hitler and the Nazis also commented on how women were to be dressed. They were not allowed to wear makeup, trousers, short skirts, or dye or perm their hair. Their clothes had to be plain with flat shoes, and the hair to be in plaits or buns.
As a German woman, I follow all that Hitler says. No short skirts or trousers. I just have to make children cook and focus on the church.
They could not smoke in public, as it was un-German-like, and they could not go on diets, as it was believed it would have some effect on pregnancy and childbirth. In 1933, the law for the encouragement of marriage was passed.
When I got married, the government gave us a loan of 1,000 marks. One child, 25% of the loan was cleared. 50% would be 2 children, and the whole entire loan was cleared with 4 children or more.
Hitler's plan for the passing of this law was simply to have a great abundance of Aryan pure children, whom he would later turn into soldiers and housewives. It had gotten to the point where Hitler introduced the motherhood cross, to persuade women to produce greater amounts of children. Bronze was awarded for 4 children, silver for 6, and gold for 8 or more. Hitler and the Nazis ensured that it was difficult to access contraception. These were all ways Hitler tried to increase the amount of marriages and births, along with using propaganda and peer pressure. Initially, abortions were made illegal in 1933. However, it became legal under certain circumstances. In order for Hitler to form his Aryan race, he legalized sterilization and abortions for those who were or going to give birth to a child with disabilities or who were undesirable in Hitler's eyes. Women had no control, even when it came to the birth of their own children. Likewise, the law for the protection of German blood and German honor of 1935 was passed. This ensured that marriages of the Aryan race were purely Aryan and not between Jews, people of color, and Roma. Women couldn't simply marry whomever they wanted. They always had no say. Women basically had to follow the instructions of Hitler. They had no freedom, Although some women approved of this, it still wasn't right. Hitler treated women harshly during the 1930s in Nazi Germany.